Good afternoon. Today is video challenge number 5, and I'm going to speak with you about sexual sin and also soul ties. But what I'd like you to do is go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18. It says here, flee sexual immorality. Every sin that a man does is outside the body, but he who commits sexual immorality sins against his own body. Okay? Well, what we're going to step into today is this. I want to talk to you about sexual sin and also soul ties. Now, soul ties, uh, it's a I'll get into that in just a minute, but what I'm trying to say to you today is this: with sexual sin, we have a lot of that going on today. When you go back and you look at the covenant that Abraham had with Sarah, that God placed this cord around us when we got married. Now, that's between a man and a woman. I'm not speaking about man and man and woman and woman. I'm speaking of man and woman, and that's where God puts that cord around us, is that tie to bring us together. Now, what happens is when a person today, and it's quite frequently today, that we have people that are just jumping from one bed to another, from marriage to marriage. Divorce is at an all-time high. And basically what's taking place is this: is once you step out of the covenant of marriage and you wander off and you have a relationship with another person, here's what happens. It creates a thing called a soul tie. Now, what exactly is a soul tie? We'll look at it this way. So, for instance, let's say the female that you were going after has had many multiple partners. Okay, let's say she's had 10 multiple partners, and you go and you have relationships with her. And you, being the male, has had, let's say, 20 relationships outside of marriage. Now, what happens is when you come together and you have sexual intercourse, basically you're bringing all the personalities from what the female has brought with her 10 partners and what the male has brought with his 20 partners. And you know, sometimes you wonder why you feel a lot of heaviness and you have a lot of things going on in your life. Well, what's happening is that these soul ties are connected to you. And when all this comes together, it just creates more of a challenge within that unity. Now, we'll talk more about soul ties. I'll explain that more, but think about that for a minute. Soul ties is very damaging outside of marriage. And think of it this way. Okay, let's say that you're a male and you look over and you see this female walk by and you think about having sex with her. Well, what happens is now you've got the lust of the eye, and you've also created a tie with her. And you ever wonder why you can't seem to get that person out of your mind? She's constantly on your thoughts at all times. Well, now you created an anchor, which is a soul tie. I hope this helps. Have a wonderful day. God bless.